So now let's talk about the problem of the day. Remember, you should be comparing your work to what we talk about, thinking about where you have a strategy that is different but still works, and also places where you might have made mistakes. Mistakes are great because they help us learn so much. So there's a lot of ways you could have represented this problem. One way is with a number line with a question mark to show that you realize we're going to round, but you aren't sure what we're rounding to yet. You know, rounding means approximating the value of a number. And we usually do it to find another number that is close to our original number, but easier to work with. There are a lot of different place values that you might have rounded to in order to figure out about how many people attended the event. We're going to focus today on rounding to the tens, hundreds, and thousands places. Okay, so to round to the nearest 10, we have to figure out which tens our number is between. So which tens is 490,516 between? Say it out loud. Okay, it's between 490,510 and 490,520. 16 is between 10 and 20. So we call these numbers landmark numbers. Read this with me. Go. Landmark numbers are the two multiples of 10 that the number we are rounding comes between. So next we have to identify our midpoint. Do you remember what a midpoint is from third grade? If so, go ahead and say it out loud. Okay, go ahead and read this with me. Go. A midpoint is the number halfway between the landmarks. Great. So what would be the midpoint between 490,510 and 490,520? How do you know? Say it out loud. Yeah, we know that 5 is half of 10. So the midpoint would be 490,515. Okay, great. Now we need to put our number onto the number line. So how can we decide where it goes? Say it out loud. Yeah, we could look at our tens and ones place. In our number, we have 16. That is larger than 15, which is the halfway point. So we can put our number closer to the next highest 10. I'm going to make a mark right here. 490,516. Great. So, what is 490,516 rounded to the nearest 10? And how do you know? Say it out loud. Yeah, 490,516 rounded to the nearest 10 is 490,520 because that is the 10 that it is closest to. Okay, so let's try to apply our number line strategy to round to the nearest 100. What two hundreds are 490,516 between? Say it out loud. Okay, it's between 490,500 and 490,600. All right. And what is the midpoint between these two landmarks? And how do you know? Say it out loud. So 50 is half of 100. So our midpoint would be 490,550. Great. And where should we put 490,516 on this number line? Say it out loud. Okay, yeah. We could look at the digits in the hundreds and the tens place. And we see we only have one 10 in our original number. So we're going to put that number on the number line closer to the bottom of the number line because 110 is less than the 5 tens that we have at our midpoint. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our number line now. 490,516. So, what is 490,516 rounded to the nearest hundred? How do you know? Say it out loud. Yeah, 490,516 rounded to the nearest hundred is 490,500 because that is the hundred that this number is closest to. Awesome. And what would our landmark numbers and midpoint be if we wanted to round our number to the nearest 1,000? Go ahead and say that out loud. Okay, 490,516 comes between 490,000 and 491,000. With a midpoint, well, let's think, half of 1,000 is 500. So our midpoint is going to be 490,500. Awesome. And where would you put 490,516 on this number line? And how do you know? Go ahead and say it out loud. Yeah, just like before, we're going to look at the digits in the place that we're rounding to and the places that come before. So we can see that we have 500s and some more. And so because of that, we are going to put our number a little bit after the midpoint on this number line of 490,500. I'll go ahead and put it right here. 490,516. Great. So 490,516 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is 491,000. That is the 1,000 that it is closest to. Go ahead and click on the arrow to move to the next slide.